Coffee, talk, Ave. What up? Welcome to the strip. You see, gotta moisturize my lips before I start talking. It's that rain lip therapy. Get with me. Get you some lip therapy, bath bombs, perfume. You know what I'm saying? Lip gloss for your lady. Some fragrance in your life. Man, look, I'm gonna get straight to the point though. Let me talk to y'all, man. I'm really came in here to talk to all these whack ass people that first of all, let me get to it. I know a lot of y'all was out with your fireworks, your barbecues, you feel me? Had your family over. What? Or you might have visited family. Here's the thing. You know what I find not hilarious, but well, it is hilarious to me now. Is look, our people always looking for something to call their own. Something to embrace. Then when they get it, they still do the whole asshole backward shit. What do I mean by that? Now, I grew up around a lot of people, so I got brothers that claim to come into consciousness or think that they've learned some things and haven't learned shit, obviously. But at any rate, have peers and family members. It's the same. Now, we all know. Well, we all don't know, obviously. What is a holiday? From research, I'm not going into depth with PowerPoint and all that. I'm just gonna give you the shit and you go research. Holiday is holy day, a day that has been deemed holy or should be looked at as a sacred day to celebrate whatever certain incident or event may be. What is the 4th of July? Well, they say it's Independence Day. Independence for who? Well, the country was becoming independent from Britain. So let me get this straight. Your oppressors were becoming a little bit more free from the royal hand. And you're celebrating because of what? Okay, now that's a little bit. So you got the smart ass right there who's gonna say some shit like, well, what's Juneteenth? That ain't, well, what's that? I didn't say celebrate that either. Who needs a fucking handout? I claim the days that I want to be holy. I celebrate the days and I take and claim those days for celebrating. So to the one that say, well, what's Juneteenth and how important is that? Well, Juneteenth is just, that's the last man to get the message that the slaves have been freed. So hell no, I ain't celebrating that either. The last man to get the information. What I'm saying is, I watch niggas be hypocritical though. They'll sit around and want to talk that flat, juicy, conscious shit with you. They'll want to sit and toss them knowledgeable facts around with you. And then they don't walk that talk. And the first motherfuckers in line with the barbecue, getting your barbecue sauce. And the first ones packing up the family, taking stops. Stopping over here, stopping over there. You feel me? Embracing the spirit of the holiday. So they can say all they want to say, well, I don't really celebrate, but because some of my people do. No, you're embracing the spirit of the holiday. It's a difference. Let me give you an example. I'm using myself as an example. I don't celebrate holidays. But do I participate in the energy of the quote unquote holidays? Yeah, let me tell you how. You damn right, when that Christmas season come around, you don't have to embrace that Christmas spirit shit, but you do have to be knowledgeable and smart enough to know that certain sales and certain things and discounts come out around that time that you may be able to grab. So yeah, go out on the bottom and grab those things. Don't stop and take fucking Christmas picture. Don't stop at Starbucks and get that one drink because it's only sold during Christmas. Stop being hypocritical. Walk the walk you talk. Oh, I'm sorry. Most of y'all niggas don't talk a talk. You don't talk a talk. You babble. You regurgitate shit, or you spew false ideas or irregular ideas. First of all, a lot of y'all can't draw in and manifest shit because you can't fucking speak. You can't talk. You refuse to define words. You refuse to collect books and read books. You refuse to do independent book reports. Those are things that studiers do. So I don't want to hear no motherfucker. Well, I read that. I done heard this too. Man, look. Some of y'all, you done heard about this particular scholar. You might have heard this particular segment, but you haven't gone into the works. How many of you have went into Francis Cress Welsing's work? John Henry Clark's work. Dr. Ben's work. Van Sertima's work. Not have read a book of theirs or become coherent of a couple great quotes. How many of you have done independent book reports where you tested yourself knowledgeably? That's a studier. If you got time to sit around and fucking play video games or play fucking jitney or fucking fix on shit that don't mean shit, you got time to build yourself. Get the fuck on your square. Iron only sharpen iron when they meet. That's another part of this. You see what I'm saying? So these guys that, oh man, I can do it on my own. I don't need nobody else. I can research it. Iron sharpens iron. See, because if you had to call somebody to get a supply, I'm just going to go all the way down because you got that smart ass who really think that they doing something on their own and by themselves. If you had to call somebody to get materials for anything you're doing because you couldn't create the material to manifest the idea, then you damn right you ain't independent. You're going to need something. You're going to need social media to sell your things. You're going to need a site to sell your product. You're going to need people. You fucking retards. Make the proper links. Niggas is still so scared and so intimidated by the particular person in the faction with the most power or the most intellect. I'm talking about even on your job, not even in peer circles. I'm talking about on your job. It's the same thing, nigga. It ain't the smart guy who starts to act funny. Now take it from me, scholar, student, smart guy. It was never me who was acting funny. It was never me who thought that I was smarter than somebody else. It's always the energy and the intimidation factor of the outsiders. Because you're different. You have different information. You have a different drive. You carry a different energy. They're common. I can bring you closer to that just by a small thing that we like to say in our circles. I don't have common sense. I get so fed up listening to people talk, even when I'm talking to them, because the words that they are using, they don't be in context. They don't be defined properly. None of that shit, but they be thinking they going off. They going in, you know what I'm saying? Let me give you one example. Common sense. You do it on your own time while you're watching. Define the word common. Look it up in Google right now. Common. I'm pretty sure it's somewhere similar around, I can't say it verbatim, but having close similarities. Common. What is uncommon? Unlike the other things, right? So when you say you have common sense, you're buying into the indoctrination. I'm here to tell you, I have uncommon sense. The way that I think is very uncommon. And it's very powerful. So one would say, well, what makes it powerful? Me. The same way you could feel powerful, or you would feel powerful if you thought it. That's what I be saying. You hypocritical ass niggas. A lot of y'all niggas don't think enough about yourself to think about what you could be. And that be the problem. You don't think you great. You have grand visions or dreams, or your imagination be running on what it would be like. Imagine what it is for us people who walk that shit. When I go to court, I talk to the judge like I talk to you. I meet a lawyer, I'm talking to him like I'm talking to you. Now, sure, in certain boxes, you have to change language because of how it's presented and used on that paradigm. That's not being you. That's being a greater you. I hate to hear people say, well, man, so you know how to talk white too. You know how to get with that white talk too. No, do you have white friends? Let me ask you something. All y'all who grew up in the hood and inner cities and even on them suburbs, do you have white friends? Do you know that your common white friends don't speak the same language as the people that you're going to talk to when you go to court or when you deal with high corporate business? This is a totally different language. The white people you know talk like you. You know why you know them? Because y'all talk alike. Sure, some words may be different because of, how certain ethnicities use certain slang words that others don't. But other than that, y'all speaking the same language and probably got the same comprehension level. This shit is not a game, man. This shit is for real. You can't straddle the fence. You either free up here or you ain't. Another thing that got these niggas fucked up is that shit when they say happy. Let me tell you something. Happy life, or what is that shit? Happy wife, happy life. Do you know what you're doing when you do that? And I hope you guys don't be trying to be the example to your son by carrying that type of mindset. Sure, you want your wife to be happy. And the lady that's watching right now, I'm not telling him not to make you happy, but sit your stupid ass down too and fucking listen. Because when you say that, that's you saying whatever is necessary, I'll sacrifice whatever it is. I'll stop being me. I'll slow down progress, whether it's business-wise, whether it's whatever. If she disagrees or if it's not, no, bruh. Sure. She's supposed to keep you happy too. What are you talking about? Happy wife, happy life. Of course, that's what I was saying. That don't mean you don't continue to do you and be you and progress, because you have to make sure that these things that she don't like, because she didn't know about you, or she don't consider what you're doing important, that don't mean stop that. Because then if the ends don't meet, guess what? That is not a union. You don't got time? You don't got time for yourself to put, I'm not talking about to kick it and the hang out. I'm talking about time for yourself to build. You don't got 2 hours a day on your own time to build? Let me tell you, she taking 2 hours to herself. Makeup, hair, nails, all the things she do to prep before you leave the house that you don't have to do. You're not in there with her. That's free time. That's time alone. Free thought. She's in there becoming and able to express herself. Y'all niggas need to start taking that time. Quit being pussies. Some of y'all pussy because y'all grew up with pussy ass families. We're gonna be frank. Some of y'all grew up with pussy daddies. Some of y'all grew up with timid ass, sweet ass mamas. Now when I'm saying this, I'm saying weak. Not weak as in generalistically a weak person, but weak in certain areas to where those areas needed to be stronger. Like it's necessary to show son that no, everything mama say, I ain't gonna agree with. Period. Point blank. Everything I say, I don't want her to agree with either though. Because see, here's the thing. If she agree with everything you say, that can also be blocking some things. Because if she is who you would want her to be beside you, then one of those decisions or something she say could be a better decision than the one you were going to make. And because she's intimidated or scared of the situation, she won't speak out. And at work, vice versa, which ultimately leads you or her to make the same stupid or a lesser decision. Because you can't accept the fact that you have to be you up here. Relationship don't mean we swap mind. See where y'all at up here? All of this is attached to the holiday situation, because this is what I'm saying. Because Valentine's Day rolls around. Easter rolls around. Christmas, Labor Day, Thanksgiving, Halloween, New Year's Eve. Which one of these days, when you think about what holy would be, when you think about how you would visualize something that we call holy, and I'm talking to you guys that deal with the religion and all that. A lot of you guys do. Whether you do or say it or not, you do on your own time. You deal with it because you would probably got a girl that she ain't on what you want. But because you pussy and can't be you, you buy into what she on. You dwell off into her family shit anyway because you can't be you. Valentine's Day shouldn't even exist. What's that for? Well, that's the day that you show your woman that you really love her. What about yesterday? You didn't show her you loved her yesterday? No, you probably didn't, you pussy ass nigga. You probably was smacking her up or some shit yesterday. But today, Valentine's Day. So it's going to be good because you're going to bring her a fucking box of fucking chocolates. A gift she didn't deserve. And you spend some money that y'all couldn't afford. Because after today, tomorrow she going to ask you, well, hey, did you get the money for the gas tank? And you so pussy, you can't say, hey, you wanted the fucking chocolate hearts. I could have put that in the tank. Now, the reason I say that is because if you could be doing this shit if you with somebody that you call your solid, whatever y'all call them, your bae, your boo, your him, your her, your king, your queen, your spouse, your husband, your wife, whatever you call it. Valentine's Day should at least, I'm being for real, Valentine's Day should at least be twice a week. And not on no specified type of situation. I mean, it should be natural that some of these things that you do on Valentine's Day, that you're doing this at least twice a week on a natural state. Christmas too. Shouldn't be no Christmas. For your kids shouldn't have to be expecting some great onslaught of gifts and love and abundance on this particular day that it ain't got shit to do with you being the center of what this love and abundance is coming from. You giving your joy and all this energy to this fat ass nigga over here talking about some sit on my lap and let me tell you what, you tell me if you've been good. And let me tell me what you want. You fat bitch, I want you to disappear. That's what I want you to do, Santa. I want you to get your fat ass in that sleigh with the magical ass reindeers, and whatever the fuck you smoke, I want you to hit it, take another hit, and float and fly your fat ass the fuck up out of here. That's what I want you to do. Same with the Easter Bunny. You got your kids sitting on these fucking stuffed ass animals' lap. You guys don't even know the half of the origin of Easter. Go research it. Google and start from right where I'm saying. Start your search at the origin of Easter. Then broaden it out. Take different perspectives, cross-reference, study, write shit down, and get to the root of the situation. And then you have you a plate full of grit. These are things we must do. How you a father and you can't tell your son the truth? How you a mom and you can't tell your child the truth? Now see, I know some families who tell the truth and still participate. Like I got a friend who tells the truth. Ain't no Christmas, ain't none of this crap. But when Christmas come around, hey, we're going to get you some presents and we doing this. But the kids know. We got to stand on our own, man. We got to stand on our own. Come up out the bullshit and start creating. None of the holidays are holy days as it pertains to holiness, as you would understand it, or as you would comprehend it, or as been taught to you. No. No, not at all. Not one single bit. And if you would happen to look at it and think about it in retrospect, the holiest day would probably be birthdays. You know what I mean? Like I would probably use that as the holiest day that we could have. But these days that you're walking in, that you live in, are simply what you make them to be. So you got those people that say, well, man, I know it ain't real, man. I just do it because shit, we always did, man. We've been doing this my whole life. Just because you've been doing something your whole life, don't mean it was correct. It don't mean that it was good for you. It don't mean that it was something wholesome to your spirit, to your energy force. That's what I'm saying. Just because you've been doing something don't mean you've been doing it right. A lot of our parents been parenting us when we were young. They were parenting us, but it didn't necessarily mean they were parenting us right. Once you recognize that some of the education or some of the streams of information that they were giving you were incorrect or wasn't pleasing to you, you should have then started to build yourself. But some of y'all didn't. Now you stuck. You really stuck. Because it's in your psyche deep. You can't even see it, that it's so deep. See, a lot of y'all are still buying into honor thy mother and thy father. And I'm all for that. If they're honorable. Because you still have a life. And the more you stunt your life, or take pauses, or try to live within the bounds of what these two people think are correct, the more you're going to be shit stained. Because if you two were any more correct, my conditions wouldn't be how they were when we were growing up. Not saying you made a mistake, but that's where you guys were. That was your plateau. So it's up to me to take the family another step up, and it's up to you guys to embrace it. That's how family should be. Dad should want his sons to be better than him, not to be like him. If I want you to be like me, you'll never go further than I've become. Because you won't know what's past that. Women, if you want these girls to be better than you, you want your daughter to be better than you. You guys need to get this shit together. For real. Walk the walk that you talk, or stop fucking talking. Period. I ain't want to hear that shit. I'm only into energy, motion. I can feel your vibration. Type shit. Bright ideas, my nigga. Progression. Let's put some shit on the table and start building. They'll take these ideas and they'll take... See, most people, and they'll... Well, what's the purpose of reading and studying? Look, the more you read and study into how to move yourself and what you are, the better you'll be at picking or drawing toward or gravitating in the directions that's necessary. See, you thinking, oh man, I'm cool with who I, you know what I'm saying? So my people cool. And if you don't know how to pick people, what are you talking about? I don't know why people think they just automatically just boom, boom, boom. You were taught how to cook. You were taught how to wash your ass. You were potty trained. You were taught how to piss and shit. Somebody introduced you to Christianity and taught you that shit. Somebody taught you the ABCs and the 1, 2, 3s. You think that you don't need to be taught how to be successful? Most of y'all wasn't good at school. Your comprehension skills wasn't good. You didn't do work good. You barely did the work. All of that translates over into your nowness. So, but what we do as people is when we get grown, we start to run from teaching and we start to run from education now. And we start to think and settle into this grown paradigm. Well, I'm grown. So really, my opinion is my opinion. It is. True indeed it is. Don't mean it's any more valuable though. There are valuable opinions though. What makes those opinions valuable? The credibility. The credibility of a person who is, for example, a LeBron James. I'm just going to use that as an example. His opinion about how to shoot the ball or how to get from half court to the hoop is valuable because he's educated in that. That's what he do. That's what I know him for. You'll take the opinion of somebody, you talking about fixing a car or painting a house, but you talking to somebody who, pure-wise, they cool with you, y'all always hanging. You ain't never seen this motherfucker paint shit. Don't know them to fix nan car ever. You deem that valuable. You deem that white guy you work with valuable. His opinion is valuable to you. Just because he another color. You see what I'm saying? You're not looking at the real value of information, where it's coming from, where to place it. You'll run from it. You see what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted. It's all love to the public when I'm saying this. When I'm saying the things I say, it's all love. There's no vindictiveness. There's no malice, intent. None of that. Although, if those are the particular shoes that they happen to fit, then as I normally say, then please rock on. But the truth is the truth. So if we don't look at ourselves and analyze ourselves, you don't know how I have to beat myself up to be that. It takes practice. The same way you practice every day to try to please this nothing ass bitch. Same way you practice every day try to please this nothing ass nigga. The same way you practice every day punching that clock to make that money for somebody else. The same way a motherfucker think that running errands or getting small change right here for doing this and doing that, oh, I'm hustling. Man, stop that shit, man. Stop the madness. People got free time all day long. All day long. I know this. They know this. People know this. They're picking and choosing. What would you do with your free time? A day. You wake up, you get to your values. Hit you some reefer, get to your shit. You know what I'm saying? Make you a stop, especially if you're doing clothes or we're going to use clothes for example. If you're doing clothes, make you a stop at your dude who got the t-shirts. Go fuck with him for about 5, 15, 20 minutes. See what, you know what I'm saying? Cross-reference. Get you a couple t-shirts. When you leave there, you should be on your way to the nigga who got some shit to put some shit on the shirts. Hats or dresses or whatever you got. Then it should be on to the next. And by the time you get home, you should have a product. Or half of a product. I don't give a fuck who calling in between because it's not important. If you somewhere stationary and you need anything from me in the bypass to bring to you, then that shit can wait. I'm building future here, and obviously you're not building anything because you're stationary. I don't give a fuck if it's mom, dad, uncle, aunt, whoever. Y'all niggas is scared of sacrifice. Y'all scared to say, oh, I can't, you know. That shit is critical. That thought process is very critical to you getting to where you need to be. Because you think one thing. Oh, well, family always got your back. Family don't fucking always got your back. And you'll start to see the more you get ahead. That's why most of you might not have ever seen these instances. A lot of you have, though. You know your family ain't shit. But start to get ahead. You'll see more and more that it's not you that changed instantly. It's the people who don't have, or the people who are not in the position that you're in, that start to change instantly. I'm just trying to tell y'all. Shit real out here. Excuse me. These are things you need to think about. Talking to all y'all men. All y'all boys. All y'all women and girls. I'm talking to our people. It's critical. Y'all niggas still talking about doing this and doing that and oh, I'm gonna be this and I'm this type of, I got this bread. You still can't fucking hunt? You still can't fish? You still can't build shit? You still can't garden? You're not ready for survival. So you thinking that it's always gonna be like this. You can always go rent a home or you can always purchase a house. And that's that stupid shit. Corona taught you that was some stupid shit. Nobody ever thought that this shit could happen. At least the studiers knew that it could and would. So you had people who was, they still never thought it either though, even though they were hearing about it and around people that had the knowledge. They don't be believing it. You got people who just want to suck it up just to try to see if they can contradict something, but they not a studier themselves, so they don't bring shit to the table to contradict or try to. They just, it's always, but what if, but who said, but how you know that's. So you got to stop talking to them, because obviously they're just being sarcastic because they don't know no better, and that's really their ignorance defense, because they don't know. So they say shit like that. So you would be able to converse back if you were a studier. It wouldn't be no, but what if you would just give me the opposition thoughts and analysis right then, like, you know, and references for that. But then again, you go according to these holidays and all this bullshit. That's right there where y'all at. See, some of y'all don't want to hear it. Some of y'all really don't want to hear this shit. You know what I'm saying? Then y'all embrace all the stupid shit that go on, and still try to portray to be a solid man, a solid stand-up dude. You know what I'm saying? Niggas condone the weirdest shit and still claim to be stand-up dudes. You got to be solid on what you stand on. Period. You know what I'm saying? You got to be solid on that. You got to walk that. So, did y'all see the fireworks that y'all was aiming to see? Was it entertaining to you? Or was it just like last year? Bright, loud, and colorful. Did anything change? Do you feel any more independent? Do you feel free now? Do you got to work tomorrow? Are you punching a clock tomorrow? Did you have to get up the next day? Were you hungover? Wow. Wow. I would like to thank you guys for coming down to F today. The strip was a little dim, but I'd like to thank y'all for coming down here, because you know I'm always on the app. That's why I tell you guys, anybody that's watching the videos, y'all see it's not really, we got to get it going. Man, don't just watch it. Hit the thing. I wasn't on that, but I understand. Man, hit that like, man. Get us up in an algorithm. People need to hear this. We can't change nothing they don't hear. Hit the like and share this joint. You may not like what I'm saying.